There's a lot of transforming when we're working with normal models. We go from data values to z-scores to percentiles, percentiles back to z-scores back to data values. Sometimes we go straight from data values to percentiles and from percentiles straight to data values. We've looked at how to do this by hand. Now we're going to explore how to do it all in Excel. There are 5 main functions that you're going to use. Standardize, norms dist, notice this has an S in the middle, norm dist, norms inverse, again notice there's an S in the middle, and norm inverse, or norm inv. The first function we're going to examine is the standardize function. We can either type it straight in from here, or we can click on the insert function button. If we do this, in search for a function, type standardize, click on OK, and standardize appears in the box below. It's already highlighted. We click OK, and the standardize function appears for us. Notice that there are 3 inputs, x, which is the data value, mean, and also standard dev, which is standard deviation. In our example, we want to find the z-score if our data value x is 5, the mean is 7, and the standard deviation is 1.8. We just plug this stuff in. X is 5, mean is 7, standard deviation 1.8. Hit enter, and you'll see the z-score is negative 1.11 repeating. Standardized is how we go from a data value into a z-score. Now how do we play with percentiles? Well, first, if I know a z-score, I can use norms dist to find a percentile. The S that's in the middle here stands for normal standard. So norm S dist is if I have a standard normal score, which is a z-score, then I can find a percentile. Again, I could just type the function in, or I can look it up in the insert function menu. This time I'm going to type in norms dist. Norms dist is the first choice. I click OK, and there's only one input value. The only thing you can put in is the z-score. Our example says find percentile for a z-score of 2.2. I plug in 2.2, I click OK. It gives me 0.986097. This is the percentile in decimal form. If I want it in percent form, I just need to multiply by 100 and add the percent symbol. So in percent form, that's going to be 98.6097%. Our third case, if we want to find the percentile but we don't know the z-score, we're going to use norm dist. In this case, we know the data value, the mean, and the standard deviation, but we have not found the z-score. To find this, we'll go to the insert function button. This time type norm dist. Notice there's no S in the middle because we are not talking about standard normal anymore. Click go. Norm dist is the first choice. Click OK. This one has got 4 different inputs. X is the data value. For our example, I want to find the percentile when X is 11. The mean is 10 in our example, and the standard deviation is 4. For norm dist, we're going to type true in the cumulative box. We're always going to type true for our problems. Click OK. The percentile is 0.598706. In percent form, that's 59.8706%. The fourth function we're going to look at is going to tell us the z-score if we know the percentile, basically the opposite of number 2 up here. In this case, I already know the percentile, and I want to figure out what z-score that came from. We're going to look for norms inv. The S in the middle tells me I'm dealing with a standard normal, which makes sense because I'm finding the z-score. Go to the insert function button, type norms inv. That's my first choice. Click OK. I only have one input here. Excel uses the word probability instead of percentile. We're going to think of percentile of 33.87% as a probability of 33.87%. Now remember, we do want to have this in decimal form. If the percentile is 33.87%, we're going to move the decimal 2 places to the left, so it's 0.3387 as our percentile. Click OK, and we have a z-score of negative 0.41601. If you want to skip this step, instead of going to the z-score, go straight to the data value, you use the norm inv function with no s in the middle. You need to know the mean and the standard deviation in order to go from percentile straight to the data value. Open up insert function one more time. This time type norm inv in the search. First choice, click OK. This has 3 different inputs. Under probability, once again we're going to type in our percentile. In our example it says find the data value if the percentile is 72%. 72% in decimal form is 0.72. It also says the mean is 90, so I'll type 90 in for my mean, and standard deviation of 12. Click OK, and the data value that corresponds to this information is 96.9941. That would be your x value.